Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, we're looking at a new Naganadel card. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Naganadel's back, and this one could be quite a lot of fun indeed. And I should mention it has been revealed and translated by the lovely David Hochmann, but I should also say this is a very blurry picture. So we're giving you the best translation we've got at the moment, and I've chatted to David about this, and we're pretty sure we know what it does. I say we like I had any hand in the translation. I did not. But do please just bear in mind that it's a very blurry picture, so you will have to forgive us. I mean, you don't have to forgive us, but, you know, be kind of cruel if you didn't, to be honest. So, Naganadel, what does it do? Well, it is a psychic Pokemon, which means you're hitting weakness against Buzzwole, which is very nice, and Naganadel, which is very nice, and the Necrozma, which, as you may have guessed by now, I'm going to say, is very nice. It has a retreat cost of 1, which is both low and means you can use a skateboard to get free retreat, which is very nice. It's got 130 HP, which means it's out of range of Zoroark and Silvally, which is awesome. As I've said on many an occasion, 130 much better than 120. It's got a weakness 2 Psychic, which is a bit of a pain because stuff like Garbodor will have a field day, boo, hiss, etc. And being a psychic type means it doesn't really have that many extra tricks, although, and I don't know if you really want to play either of them, but we have got both Morty, which is quite nice for disruption, and we've got Spell Tag, which is nice for dropping some extra damage counters. I've done videos on both of them. I'll pop a link in the description, but they were in Fairy Rise, meaning they will be in the same Lost Thunder set, in which we should be getting this particular Naganadel. And it's an Ultra Beast, so you can search it out with Ultra Space, or you can use Beast Energy to do a bit of extra damage, or you can use Beast Ring to get some extra energy on there, which is all very nice. And do remember, as always, if you ever want to just skip straight to my discussion on the attacks, I do put timestamps in the description so you can do exactly that. Alright, but there is an ability and an attack, and that's really what's going to make or break this card. So, what about the ability? Well, according to the lovely David Hochmann, it says that once per turn, you may attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Now, this is a really interesting but kind of frustrating ability, because it's a stage 1 Pokemon, right? It's not the most difficult Pokemon to get into play. But you can only attach the energy to Naganadel, not to anything else. Now, there's plenty of ways that you can work around this, but they're just getting a bit awkward. So, of course, we've got Energy Switch, but, I mean, it's Energy Switch. So, it's just awkward. Sorry, that wasn't very eloquent, but it's just kind of awkward. You can get the energy onto Naganadel nice and easily, but then you've got to get the energy onto something else, and Energy Switch is just not the easiest way to go about doing this. It reminds me very much of something like Darkrai Prism Star, or if you want the exact same ability with a different energy typing, Giratina Prism Star, which, interestingly enough, is more psychic. And the thing is, right, it's attach a basic energy from your discard to this Pokemon. So this isn't something like Malamar. Yes, Malamar's a stage 1 psychic Pokemon, whereby you can attach a basic psychic from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. This is any basic energy. That's so much better. But it's only to this Pokemon. So you can use Energy Switch, that will be lovely. Or if you're in the expanded format, you can parlay this with something like Ninja Boy, which would be awesome. Oh no, wait, you can't. Ninja Boy's only basic Pokemon. And this is where we just start getting into annoying territory. I should mention, if you don't want to use Energy Switch, you could actually use Multi-Switch, which is even better because it allows you to switch any energy, but it's only from one of your bench to your active. so it's a little bit more of a pain. It means if you played multi-switch, you could also switch something like a double colorless energy, but it means that you would only be able to do it from a bench Naganadel, and that would get a little bit awkward. If we were in a format where we had something like Aromatisse, for instance, or Hydreigon, oh my goodness, this would work very, very nicely indeed. But we're not. We were. Aromatisse saw a lot of play. Hydreigon saw a lot of play. And this would combo really nicely with them, because you could just get an energy out of the discard and move it around. But we don't have them right now. And don't get me wrong, right? It's good for accelerating energy to Naganadel. Of course it's good for accelerating energy to Naganadel. That kind of goes without saying. But I really want this to be an engine that can be used for many different Pokemon. And that's just not what it is. And that's kind of frustrating and kind of annoying and boo, hiss, etc. But hey, it can be used to accelerate energy to Naganadel, which I suppose then leads us to the question of, is Naganadel's attack any good? And the short answer is yes, but it's a non-GX Ultra Beast, so just like Xurkitree and Pheromosa and all the others, it's only really good when you've got a specific amount of prizes remaining, grrr, etc. So, what does it do? It's very blurry, but we think if you've got 3 prize cards remaining, it does 160 damage. If you don't, it only does 80. Now, it's very, 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 very blurry. David initially said it was 1 prize card remaining. Then he seems to have think that a lot of people are saying it's free. And I had an email from the lovely Nexus G who zoomed right in and told me he thinks it's free. So I am coming down on I think it's 3 prize cards remaining, but please do bear in mind it might be 1. And look, 160 damage is great, because against non-GX, you basically go up as high as Empoleon, 160, boom, you KO. Okay, Solgaleo Prism Star does have a resistance to Psychic. And okay, my boy Mamoswine and my other boy Regigigas do go up to 180, but this is very, very, very rare. Generally speaking, 160 will be enough to KO non-GXs. Then you add a choice band onto there and you up to 190, and you're getting stuff like Lapras, and that's of course even before we mention that stuff like Naganadel, Necrozma, and of course Buzzwole are all weak to Psychic, so you won't need any kind of damage modification in order to KO them. The amount of damage you're doing is really good. It's just only once per game. And hey, there's a great amount of synergy with some other cards here. So if we take Naganadel GX, and one of the great things about this Naganadel is that it works so nicely with Naganadel GX. Naganadel GX's GX attack puts both players at 3 prize cards remaining, which means you've definitely got 3 prize cards remaining, which means a turn after you use Naganadel GX, you can use Naganadel non-GX, or baby Naganadel, hey Nick, to do 160. Which is great. And B-String allows you to accelerate energy from your deck to your Ultra Beast, but only when your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. And alright, this isn't some kind of hard and fast rule, but usually you'll have around 3 prize cards remaining when your opponent's got about 3 prize cards remaining. So it works really nicely. And if you can use Naganadel GX and then your opponent doesn't take a prize, then you've got 3 prize cards remaining, so non-GX Naganadel does more damage, and your opponent's got 3 prize cards remaining, so B-String allows you to accelerate energy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is wonderful. Now, I know it's an attack for free energy, but honestly, you got B-String, you can use double colorless energy, and you've got the ability, I mean literally here, if you can't use B-String, and you've got no energy on Naganadel, and you've only just evolved up into it, accelerate from the discard, double colorless energy, you're good. But even outside of that, right, you leave it on the bench and at just every turn you grab an energy out of the discard, doesn't matter what energy it is, as long as it's basic, you can pay the attack cost. And don't forget that with a choice band, you are getting a one-hit KO on Naganadel, on Buzzwole, on Necrozma, even if you don't have 3 prize cards remaining. It's good. The thing is, it's amazing if you're hitting for weakness. And it's great, nay amazing even, if you've got 3 prize cards remaining, but outside of those 2 parameters, it's kind of underpowered. So I'm giving it between 3 and 4 Wassies. The ability is great for getting Naganadel rolling, but it's tantalizingly close to being great at getting other Pokemon rolling, and if we ever get something like Aromatisse back, this instantly becomes way better, but don't worry if that happens. I'll do another video about this to explain all about it. And the attack is good, but like I've said, it's good under some circumstances, but maybe not quite enough. I should also mention that we don't give half Wassies for reasons of barbarity. But as always, I want to know what you think about this, so do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but please remember the rule. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, do head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where that is very much possible. And I should mention that I do have a second channel. youtube.com/WassiePlays. Oh yeah, there's Dragon Ball content, there's Transformers content. I suggest you check it out. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.